Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Dumb Laws. Today, it's Montana. Let's see what they got. Alright, and first up, on state laws for Montana, prostitution is considered a crime against the family. Well, that sounds odd. Alright, so more about this law and how it's a crime against the family. Section 1 is a person commits the offense of prostitution if the person engages in or agrees to offer or offers to engage in sexual intercourse with another person for compensation, whether such compensation is received, to be received, or paid, or to be paid. Section 2, Part A. A prostitute convicted of prostitution shall be fined an amount not to exceed $500 or be imprisoned in the county jail for a term not to exceed 6 months, or both. Section 2, Part B is a prostitute's client, the John. A prostitute's client is convicted of prostitution shall for the first offense be fined an amount not to exceed $1,000. Holy, what? That's twice as much. Or be imprisoned for a term not to exceed 1 year. That's twice as much. Or both. For a second or subsequent offense shall be fined an amount not to exceed $10,000. Wow. Or be imprisoned for a term not to exceed 5 years. Wow. Not only does it come out, does the law sound fucking dumb, but holy hell, man, the client gets slammed. I mean, or at least it did at one time. Who knows how old this law actually is, but ouch. The next law is one may not pretend to abuse an animal in the presence of a minor. Since it's got a full text about the law, we'll read it just because it sounds pretty like, well, you shouldn't be abusing an animal, period. But it's just even weirder when it says in the presence of a minor. So we'll go ahead and we'll read deeper into it and see what it's got. One may not pretend to abuse an animal in the presence of a minor. Ritual abuse of minor, exceptions, and penalty. 1. A person commits the offense of ritual abuse of a minor if the person purposely or knowingly and as part of any ceremony, rite, or ritual, or of any training or practices for a ceremony, rite, or ritual. Section B. I like that. Section 1 and Section B. What the hell? Section B. Actually or by simulation tortures, mutilates, or sacrifices an animal. That's what the first part was sounding like. Rituals and rites, a ceremony. Yeah, that sounds like a sacrifice. So you're not allowed to be, but it's still, abuse of an animal, because it's fucked up. I mean, it's laughable almost in some aspects. But anyways, I don't know. That's weird. That's dumb. But it sounds more like, you know what? It sounds more like they are making it, again, just more punishable by adding something else onto it, by adding a minor. Oh, there was a minor there too. Well, that's another charge altogether. So that's about what I see. Because I wouldn't doubt that they probably, or maybe it could be one of those states where where it was legal for them to do this kind of thing, these ritual rites, but the state wanted to find a way to try to hinder their growth of their ritual rite training process. So therefore you can't allow a minor to be there. I've thought too much into this. In Montana, it is illegal for a married woman to go fishing alone on Sundays. And illegal for an unmarried woman to fish alone at all. Oh, that's sweet. There's no full law about that one. More text about that law, but in Montana, if you're married, it's illegal to go alone fishing on Sundays alone. And if you're unmarried, you're not allowed, it's illegal to fish at all. Wow. I doubt it's enforced. Seriously. I mean, it was probably an old law at an old time. If it still remains on the books, it's, like I said, not enforced. Dumb law. Very fucking stupid. Makes no sense. Who the fuck cares who's fishing? What does it matter? Pricks. It is illegal for a man and a woman to have sex in any other position than missionary style. The dumb sex law for Montana, ladies and gentlemen. The next law is 7 or more Indians are considered a raiding or war party, and it is legal to shoot them. You know what's odd is, like, we've had about 3 states in a row, I think, that's had some similarity with that. But overall, there's a lot of states. Surprisingly, though, I want to say this is one of the ones on the West Coast, because usually the majority of them, what we've seen, I want to say we're over on the East Coast, those laws. It is illegal to have a sheep in the cab of your truck without a chaperone. What? Why? What? Okay, are we actually saying here that you're already assuming that unless people have someone with them and they have a sheep in the cab of their truck, that they're going to... What are you implying here? Because there's only one thing I can imagine that you're implying, that somebody with a sheep needs a chaperone. I don't know, it's stupid as shit to me, but I don't know why it's so funny, but it is illegal. It's a felony, actually. It's a felony to open your husband's mail. How is that even a crime to begin with? Like, once you become married, isn't everything, like, together? That's what marriage is? Legally binding everything together? That's what I thought. It is a misdemeanor to show movies that depict acts of felonious crime. Like women checking their husband's mail. Alright, on to city laws in Montana. And first off is Billings, Montana. No person shall raise rats. Well, pet rats. And there's more about that law, but I really don't care enough to read. It's a rodent. It's a rat. I really don't care either way. Personally, I don't think it's a big deal if you raise them as a pet, but I don't know, I'm sure there's a limit. But anyways, I don't really care that much about it. It's pet rats. What's it matter? Dumb law. I'm sure. I'll take their word on it for this one. Person in possession of a pea shooter risk it being confiscated by police. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm not going to actually show you me reading this whole law here about the pea shooter thing, because it's a long ass thing. And so I'm just going to break it down real simple. Basically, if you have like a BB gun, a spring gun, slingshot, stuff like anything that can project I love that term. They use the term missile. Not a missile, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what a missile is. Maybe I'm the dumbass here. But, no, yeah, it says pretty much anything that shoots a small BB or pea shooter. And if you have it in the city limits, it can be taken by the police. You can only have it at your house, on your own land, basically. Just kind of spoke specifically about those. I don't know what their other gun laws are about. I'm kind of curious to know if, like, oh, can I carry a .45, but I can't have a BB gun? That'd be fun to know. But, anyways. It is illegal to bring a bomb or rocket at city council proceedings. And I'll tell you what, I've read into this now. I just went through all that. It's even a bigger list than the last one. And basically, it says you can't bring in any type of, any weapon to a city council period. But it does, when it mentions, no destructive devices, it goes into, like, listing everything that, what they consider as a destructive device. I mean, they list off stuff like 60 caliber machine guns, stuff like that, incendiary rounds, or tracer rounds, stuff like that. Things that are meant to be extra destructive, I guess. But then at the very, very bottom, it had a list of people, I guess what they considered law enforcement or people who were allowed to carry weapons into the city council proceedings. So, yay. But it did say rocket. There was a section for rocket. Or launcher. That was another thing. Or launcher of a rocket. Like you're bringing in a launch pad to, or, I mean, still, even like an RPG. That firing mechanism for that RPG is fucking huge, man. Like the RPG, you could probably, the actual rocket itself, you could probably sneak in. I guess if you really wanted to. But good luck getting the firing device with it. I don't know, it just sounds ridiculous. Bands who play in clubs where alcohol is served may not leave the stage while performing. The owner or proprietor of an establishment selling alcoholic beverages for non-on-premises consumption may permit in the establishment instrumental and or vocal music or entertainment and or radio and television entertainment, which such entertainment is provided by paid or voluntary live male or female entertainers and performers or by mechanical, electronic, or other comparable device or equipment, provided that all live entertainment as herein specified shall be performed on a platform or other exclusive area provided for such purpose, and no entertainer or performer, whether male or female, shall be permitted to leave such platform area while entertaining or performing. That told me nothing. Okay, for this next one too, it is illegal to use speed dial in the city phone system. It's not just I read it, and again, it's a huge, massive list. So just to break it down real simple, what they're saying is at first it says that basically spammers, people who have automated devices that just ring, call your number one after another, and you get an automated message. We all get those damn calls. We all hate them. As a matter of fact, I got one of those calls before, not too long ago, and that was been a little while. I made a video of it. You should go watch it. Anyways, that's apparently illegal. I just plugged on a video. But no, you're not. It's illegal. But at the same time, I guess it applies to the city phone system. The law does. Excelsior Springs, Montana. Hard objects may not be thrown by hand. That is stupid. What? So no baseball? You can't play baseball in Excelsior Springs? Maybe only softball. That's where it came from. Montana. Possibly. It's a theory we'll have to explore another time, like never. Next law is worrying squirrels will not be tolerated. How do you worry a squirrel? How do you worry a squirrel? Balls may not be thrown within the city limits. Hey, there you go. Hard objects may not be thrown. So now they're taking out softball, so never mind. Scratch that idea. In Helena, Montana, it is illegal to annoy passers-by on sidewalks with a revolving water sprinkler. I picture you having one of those sprinklers in your yard, watering your yard, and it just goes over the sidewalk. I remember those all the time. I mean, they still have. Who cares? Annoying passers-by. The game Floff may not be played at night. Alright, we're reading this one because I don't even know what the hell Floff is. No person shall play or engage in the game of Floff or throw a golf disc at nighttime in any area within the business improvement district that has not been sanctioned as a designated Floff course by the city. Okay, I'm going to say Frisbee golf. That's what Floff is. Folf? Okay, I guess I was saying that wrong. I kept saying Floff, so my bad. Because the L is after the O. Golf? I don't know, I play golf, but... Folf? I've never heard it called Fulf before. I think Floff is better. I think we should call it Floff. Moving on. No item may be thrown across the street. Man, they do not like. No one can throw anything. You can't play frisbee golf at night. They really, actually, you can't. The Fulf game is all about throwing. It's frisbee golf. You can't. No item may be thrown across the street. You can't throw any hard items. You can't throw any balls. I mean, these are just a couple towns, but still. Okay, in Kalispell, Montana, I hope I said that right, all pool tables must be able to be viewed from the street outside a billiard hall where they are located. So they have to be in front of windows? It sounds stupid. Okay, in Salisbury, Montana, pop bottles are not to be thrown on the ground. Okay, this is our 5th law about throwing stuff. In Whitehall, Montana, it is illegal to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Montana. It's a little different. It had basic, telling you what to do in the bedroom law. Had a couple laws telling women not to open their husband's mail, not to go fishing. Can't do that. Obviously, much older laws. Apparently, they did have a problem with people riding around with sheep in their truck cabs. So you have to have a chaperone with that. Or apparently did at one time. Which is sad and disturbing on so many levels. But then we moved into state laws. And the state laws were very different. There was 5 laws we had about throwing stuff. And 3 of those laws pertain towards sports. Well, I don't know. That first one you could say, no hard objects may be thrown. But you know what? A baseball is a hard object. A golf ball. Well, I guess you wouldn't. I don't know if you're cheating. You probably throw a golf ball. But you understand what I'm saying. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And with that being said, thank you for watching. Until next time.